Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2022 Western Showdown, the largest international women's curling event in Canada this season. We're so glad you've decided to join us to see some of the top female curlers in the world participate in this event. My name is Jim Grundy. I'm the branch director of RBC Dominion Securities here in Swift Current. Our branch is not only a huge fan and supporter of curling in our community, we're so proud to be supporting the Western Showdown for its inaugural year. RBC is committed to working with our community partners to promote and celebrate vibrancy in sport in the communities in which we live. Thank you to everyone from the Western Showdown team for putting together this amazing event. On behalf of RBC, enjoy the tournament.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
We just got our shipment of logos here in for our next event, which is going to be the mixed doubles. As you can see, there's a few of them. There's roughly 20 logos per sheet to be put in for the mixed doubles, along with a couple extra little dots. But all our logos come from Jet Ice. They are the best logos to put in. We use them around the world, and they're very easy to install. As you can tell, this is the center ice logo that's going to be going in for the world. This is about a 4-footer by 10. It's going to look like $1 million. Their colors on their logos are always nice and vibrant. And like I said before, very easy to put in.
All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you're in. From Swift Current, Saskatchewan, this is the quarterfinals of the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. My name is Sean Murray, joined by Rory McCusker this morning.
Hello, Sean.
Good morning. And, we have a quarterfinal matchup is Team Clancy Grandy versus Team Beth Peterson, with Robin Silvernagle stepping in to skip this weekend. Both teams obviously pretty happy to be here. Team Grandy taking the easy way, qualifying through the A side with a 4-0 record.
Yeah, I was able to watch the C qualifier last night where Team Peterson looked really good. They were getting really specific results out of their shots. Every hit and roll, tap, freeze was just executed nearly perfectly. And they sailed their way to a victory in that game.
Yeah, they were taking on Isabella Rana from Sweden, who was a tough team, but the game ended quickly. They kind of laid the wood to them a little bit. So definitely earned their way in here. First end was a force to 1 for Team Grandy. So this will be Team Peterson's first crack with the hammer.
Yeah, in 2019, the Scotties Tournament of Hearts was in Moose Jaw. Big pressure on Robin Silvernagle, the qualifying team from Saskatchewan, representative from Saskatchewan, and she answered the call. Robin played really well that tournament and really that whole year leading up to it. So Robin Silvernagle in Saskatchewan, definitely a household name at this point. And to see her playing this well after a couple of years of kind of more quiet, not as busy of a schedule, it's nice to see. She made a couple really nice run backs to win the game. She made this excellent hit through the port, made a 10-foot double the end before that. So really nice to see Robin Silvernagle firing on all cylinders like that.
Well, and especially nice considering she's just subbing this weekend. Probably was just not really sure what to expect, but they really got off to a hot start, winning their first 3 games, getting all the way to an A qualifier for dropping a couple. Really doing well. Yeah, I'm watching the game yesterday, and even though they lost to one of the Korean teams, Robin was, for the most part, really playing well.
I did not realize they went to the A final and then lost a couple. That's always a weird feeling. You're in the C qualifier. You should be happy. You got a chance at making playoffs, but you've dropped 2 other chances. So sometimes kind of causes some nerves or some doubts, but it didn't seem like it last night. So 7 games for Team Peterson so far this tournament. Only 4 for Clancy Grandy. Would have had either the whole day off yesterday or most of the day off. Get some R&R. I've always wondered what's more important, to kind of stay hot or to get some rest. My father's always told me it's always better to get rest. I think there's some value in getting those extra games in. Maybe understanding the ice and the rocks and your own throws just that much better.
Yeah, I think it depends on some teams. I think there are some teams that would prefer to come in sort of having played more games, just gotten more ice time. But sometimes you go through, win on the A side, and then you kind of sit around for a day. I've seen it on occasion where you can come out a little bit flat. Not every time, of course, but it's been known to happen. We'll see if anything like that maybe comes up this game.
So it might depend on how well behaved you are on your day off. If you're having a picnic and having a nap and kind of hanging out with the team, that's probably a good thing. But maybe some teams get a little distracted, go to the casino or something like that.
Yeah, and some teams might actually try to. If you're in an area with multiple clubs, you have the whole day off, they might actually try to go somewhere and get a little practice time in just to keep focused on the ice.
Swift Current, I would always respect the home city, but Swift Current really is a nice city. It's right on the #1 highway there. It's got a little more, sometimes nicer weather than the rest of the province of Saskatchewan. There's a good amount to see and do. A few parks, some hikes, some attractions in town.
I have never had the pleasure of ever getting to Swift Current. I've never been to Saskatchewan at all, in fact. It would be nice to get up there at some point. So Team Peterson with the hammer here. Down by 1, looking at a force 2. They have their corner guard in play. Nice come around. Doesn't quite get buried. Grandy still needed to chase it.
Yeah, that call makes a lot more sense knowing that Peterson has hammer. I had it on the wrong rocks there. Sorry, audience. Not quite able to get that freeze. Didn't quite curl up enough. Still, there's some potential here for Team Peterson. They got a tight corner guard. And they're not looking at too dangerous of a situation in the forefoot.
A nice shot there, getting back to the forefoot, trying to draw the play away from the corner as much as they can. Talk briefly about just going under the corner again, ignoring this rock, but I think I don't mind this call. Because try to roll under to the other side underneath that red in the 12-foot. Makes the double. Doesn't roll anywhere. Team Grandy really having themselves a very nice season so far, kind of breaking out a little bit. They currently sit at 10th overall in the year-to-date rankings come through hot in this event.
Third rock thrower Jenna Loader had a really good game yesterday. This one's really taken off on them. Gonna end up in a troublesome spot for Team Grandy.
Yeah, they might still want to deal with it. Got quite a bit of space between those reds to send it through.
Nicely done.
Ooh. Can't really do much better than that. Robin, I'm not sure has much choice but to just play this double on the center. Open things up for her last one.
Yeah, Team Grandy pretty effectively keeping play away from that corner guard setup. And yeah, with Robin's first here, she's going to have to give up her dreams of counting two along the wing. Spills it just far enough.
Isn't quite able to remove that one from the rings, but doesn't really change much for either team. That was always about opening it up. Grandy was pretty much always going to be hitting this rock.
Yeah, now that I think about it, if they would have fully removed that, is there rings around the nose of this rock? Meaning, if Grandy hits this on the nose, is she going to be in the rings?
It's hard to tell. It's close.
Maybe could have opened up a blank opportunity if they removed that stone and this one stayed out. But I think Team Grandy's going to be able to get a little roll here to count in the rings. It's also going to be right in the middle of the draw path. Clancy Grandy trying to make Robin Silvernagel play a shot against three.
Stays right there. That looks like that's on.
I think it is. Got that sort of, I'm not sure what the word is to describe that physical motion when a rock hits another rock. It kind of...
And it just kind of creeps forward just a little bit.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I don't know the term either, but I know exactly what you mean. So Silvernagel with her last. Needs to get full 8 plus a couple inches. Be looking for the tee line.
Sweeper's on this the whole way.
Yeah, really hammering it. Good job getting that by and getting that there. Well done. So that's gonna tie the game up at 1-1. And the third end, Team Grandy will have the hammer. We'll have that when we come back.
Sasktel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? Sasktel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Had some questions about if our houses are painted or are they logo. Our events are always painted houses, but in the future coming out, I'm pretty sure we're going to be going to all logo houses. They're a great revenue source for any curling club. You can get your advertisements on there, and usually after the first year, the houses are paid for. It's all free money for you. So hopefully check Jet Ice out for your future in-house logo.
Underway in end number 3 of this quarterfinal match between Clancy Grandy and Team Beth Peterson of the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. This is Sean Murray, joined by Rory McCusker. Rory, pretty good game so far. A lot of back and forth, some really nice shots made by both teams.
Yeah, we haven't quite seen a messy 4-foot yet. Both teams kind of going tit for tat, trying to draw play towards their areas of the house that they had set guards or that they were trying to create. We'll see 2 guards coming this end, so stage is set for a good offensive end. Sweep there to get that corner guard nice and tight to the rings where they wanted it.
Ice seems to have a pretty good amount of finish in it this morning. A couple of the games I did yesterday, there were definitely a few straight spots on a few sheets. Teams are having trouble getting buried on certain turns. That one actually, well, speak of the devil, that one seems to track a little bit straight. Team Grandy going to ignore it. Just make use of their corner. They put it there for a reason.
Yeah, Clancy Grandy kind of thinking to herself, okay, we'll deal with that later. It's not perfectly buried, so Peterson's going to need either another guard or to make that draw a little bit better. Well managed by the sweepers there.
Peterson just going to bring another one around the center, see if they can get this one a little bit inside of where the yellow and the 4-foot is. Just gets it by. With 5 throws and pretty much 5 makes. All those stones in good positions for their respective teams.
Definitely. With 5 rocks, 5 rock free guard zone. Those are 5 stones that basically, that's the blueprint, right?
More or less, yeah.
Center guard, 2 draws around, corner guard, draw around, and now that the free guard zone is over, Team Grandy will do what they need to do here, which is clean up the center line.
Would like to have caught one of those yellows on the way by, but still taking that guard off is mission number 1, and that was accomplished. So Peterson has to put that back.
Really well swept stone. The sweepers had the green light right away. It was a little inside and a little light, so sweepers are good to go ahead and pound that the whole way. Put it right in the perfect spot, really.
Since it's a little higher, it makes the run back a little bit harder. Margin of error gets smaller the further there it is. Definitely looking to move these stones around that are in the house.
Third rock thrower, Kayla McMillan. Will it come up? Oof.
Not quite.
So close. Second and third in these types of ends, second and third have about 3 safe cracks at making a double or triple. They've just used up 2 opportunities.
Well, kind of an unfortunate result where that rolled to. That sort of takes away the in-turn draw path and any direct access to shot rock with a center guard there. So that stone could be a little bit problematic for Team Grandy as this end goes on.
My apologies, that was still Lindsay Dubé, second rock thrower. I took on the extra task, Sean, of putting the rocks remaining on the scoreboard.
Oh,
Turns out to be a heavily distracting task. I'm going to try to keep up with it. And back gets even harder, a little higher up here.
Yeah, later in the end, you get really gotta make contact with one of these in the rings to ever bring that stone behind the corner guard into play. Again.
So just an inch or 2 outside on all 3 of those run backs. Like you said, if you just barely miss the run back, you end up leaving a guard up front yourself. So it's risky business. You want to make that run back as soon as possible so you limit the amount of extra rocks above the rings. Things turning from urgent to a little bit scary for Team Clancy Grandy now. Sixth stone of the end for Team Peterson, line 2 down the center line. There's still an out-turn draw path available for Team Grandy, but really they're gonna try one more time, I think, to make an attempt at counting that red rock in the wings. The only way to do that is to clear all 3 of these yellow stones. The angles are there. Let's see if third rock thrower Kayla McMillan can make it happen.
If you hit this just a little bit low side of nose to the left as we look at it, it gets there to scatter all 3 of these.
Moving the opposite turn. Trying to shake things up. 1. Oh, so unlucky.
Oh, what a bad break.
It definitely is an improvement. They'd rather this than what they were facing before, but to make that shot so nearly perfect and not remove at least one of the 2 stones in the rings, that's a really bad break, like you said.
Yeah, just kind of been the story of the end so far for Team Grandy. Just a teeny little bit off 3-4 times in a row. The only nice thing is that where these rolled to, there is a double available on those yellows. So Team Peterson with Robin Silvernagel's first stone coming up at this end needs to be very deliberate about where they put this.
I found it really interesting how they switched up the turns they took on that run back attempt. Must have just understood that the last 3 attempts didn't quite curl up enough, and they might have thought to themselves, why not try a different turn here? We've thrown those rocks pretty good. We weren't getting the result. It's a test in kind of a, maybe not patience, but understanding that there could be a run in the ice. There could be a straight spot where the rock is just not quite able to get over the hump, and so they took on the opposite turn. Yeah, again, just sucks to see the result just did not manifest for them.
Yeah, and you do see that a lot sometimes. If there is ever a path like that on ice, it can be near the center line when you're trying to get a rock to just get up onto or across the center line. Sometimes they like to hang.
Yeah.
In this situation, Team Peterson carefully discussing what to do with this. The way it's set, if you throw a guard, you kind of have to guard the stone on the left, but then you're going to leave a potential draw freeze path on the shot stone. So maybe bring it in to sit at 3, and I think after a bit of discussion, that's what they've decided to do.
Yeah, Team Peterson sensing an opportunity here. Intern path basically taken away. Even the wide path is gone. So they know it with a well-placed stone here, they're going to choke off access to not only the 4-foot, but maybe even the 8-foot as well. But like you said, the other option is to attack, get another nut rock right in that scoring position, right in the top 4-foot button. Unfortunately, they got neither results. They would have either liked to have that a little, like a foot outside to choke off the path, or to really get into the 4-foot and attack that area. Unfortunately, it's not going to do either task for them.
Yeah, now Team Grandy with a little bit of life has this double here. Big shot for the skipper here. Our first and the third end.
One, two.
Let's stay though.
Oh.
No.
The bad luck continues for Team Clancy Grandy.
Just so close. Just not getting the results when they're really not that far off on these shots.
That was a bomb too. That had a lot of weight.
Yeah, that seemed to move a lot.
Really sprung off of the target stone. Very lively house or rocks, or the Russ Howard striking bands, whatever you want to say. That had a lot of action.
So now, Robin Silvernagle going to go after the only stone remaining in the rings. Way out here on the side. Like to try and wiggle under that corner guard a little bit and get the force on.
Makes you think, even if Robbie Silvernagel was able to make that previous draw, that double would have still been available.
I think
Team
it
Grandy
depends
would have
on.
still been able to. Yeah.
It might have still been there, but it would have depended on where it ended up. Maybe if you sit kind of next to the shot rock on the 4-foot, I mean, it might still be there, but maybe the red would be open in some way.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, even if it sat right there, you know, Grandy just makes the double a little thicker, and it's up in the top 4.
Yeah, and then maybe it has some kind of a short raise or run back or something. But as it happens, I think the way this end played out, Team Grandy is really not too sad to have a blank opportunity.
Oh, for sure. Looked really scary there for a while.
So looking to hit and roll out, blank, and take the hammer into the 4th. And no mistake. So the score remains 1-1. Team Clancy Grandy keeps the hammer going into the 4th end, and we'll have that right after this.
Saskatchewan, you know Sasktel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With Sasktel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Sasktel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships. We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed? More innovation?
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
So underway here in the 4th end. Quarterfinals from RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown, Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Team Clancy Grandy and Team Beth Peterson. Robin Silvernagel subbing in at skip. High game, Team Grandy with hammer. No doubt Team Grandy is going to go aggressively for a couple here. Always a good time to score a pair in an even end. Team Peterson's first stone right on the button. Team Grandy throws a corner, and now it's going to come the center guard.
Yeah, the only difference being Team Peterson threw their first rock in the rings. They had some trouble getting around their center guard the end previous, so making a gamble or kind of making an assumption that Team Grandy would throw a corner guard no matter what. They get their good steel stone right on the top of the button first, and they'll try to guard it second.
This one just a little bit strong and doesn't quite finish. Creeps into the top 12.
A definite mistake there. Although, are we seeing Team Grandy ignoring these? We are.
Yeah, it looks like they are. This is what we saw them do last end too. They established their corner guard. They completely ignored opposition stones in play. It just went right around their corner.
Yeah, I thought we'd see them take the opportunity to clear out those yellows and leave themselves with a corner guard and a stone in the rings. But there's certainly nothing wrong with this call. This is definitely the more trying to find a word other than aggressive, but it's a call that try to keep 3 or more open. Really, the possibility for.
Yeah. I would say maybe describe that as just a very confident call, basically announcing that I don't care where your stones are. I'm going to go around my corner and I'm going to put it on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
because I have all end to deal with your rocks.
Sure.
So that one not really getting under that guard is available for Team Peterson to remove. Assuming this is made and stays in the rings, I think you might see Team Grandy go ahead and hit something.
It's a key role. You don't want to leave your stone behind the tee line, behind that center guard. It's really just going to invite Team Grandy to make some freezes. Rolling that back to the center lines. Good way to draw play back over.
Absolutely.
To where you want it.
These stones in the middle, Team Grandy kind of has to deal with them a little bit. Still going to be trying to roll over towards their corner, no doubt. Looking for a double.
Misses the double, but that's still going to do some good work. In order to make this hit, Team Peterson's going to have to roll off. One way or the other.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Hey, Robin recognizing the opportunity. She knows that if they hit that stone, it's only going to open up their 2 stones in the back there. It's really going to be a trade, a 3-rock trade that benefits Team Grandy. So Robin recognizing that's going to break the cycle and switch gears a little bit here.
Yeah, I like this call. I think where that ended up rolling to, dead covering those 2 Peterson rocks, favors Team Peterson.
For sure it does. And to chase that Grandy rock in the top of the rings is only going to open up your stones on the button. It's going to benefit Team Grandy at the end of that kind of rock progression. So why not take the initiative? A little bit under curl, but that's still a solid spot for second Lindsay Dubé.
For sure, enough to be headache-inducing for Team Grandy, and they're trying to figure out how best to deal with this.
Pretty smart to leave that one in a kind of halfway, the 2 guard zone, instead of bringing it tight to the house as a 3. If we saw that a little tighter to the house, we might see Team Peterson take on a run back.
Yeah, any attempted run back would certainly be easier the tighter it is to the rings. I think they're still going to take a run at it.
Yeah, with no real way at that shot on the button. Their hands are tied. They basically have to make a play on this one, so if you're going to play it, you may as well try to get the best result possible. Lots of danger here, though. They could peel off their own rock. They could nose this and leave their own stone as another center guard. Lots on this shot here. Must be close.
Well, is that any
just
good?
Marvelous.
Ugh.
So just for everyone watching there, we all know how impressive that was to see those rocks move. But really, you were managing as a skip and as a thrower 3 separate stones that you had to hit within an inch or 2. I mean, the top one within a 1/3 of an inch to make all those rocks go bang bang like that. It's really just perfectly executed. Sublime shot.
Oh, and to leave yourself partially buried under two center guards like that, I mean, that's just good stuff.
Team Grandy really needed one like that after the close makes and misses over the last end or so. That was a big momentum shifter. That being said, Team Peterson doesn't mind what they see right now. 2 center guards and an attackable stone. They're going to make that attack and clear it out of the scoring area. The way the guards are set up definitely still favors a force or a steal.
And I think Team Grandy recognizing that. You got those stones in the middle. Figure it's late enough in the end. They might as well use them. So that's why they're going to be coming around the center here instead of going onto that corner.
Yeah, even if they were able to take off those two, like a double peel type shot, it's still very likely that Team Peterson could fill the rings 3 times in a row and get their force that way. So Grandy understands that someone is scoring this end. May as well be them. And if it's going to be them, may as well be 2 or more points.
That's right. As Russ Howard might say, you're going to be forced, you might as well be forced to 2.
Yeah. That's a great Russ Howard quote. And it's true.
Yeah. Drifting a little deep, though. Peterson going to follow that rock in, trying to just get to the top of the 4-foot. They can go all the way to the back one if they want to, but ideally they get under those guards and they stay in front of the tee line.
Definitely the wrong side of the weight to miss that shot for Team Grandy. They've effectively shrunk their own scoring area if Team Peterson can make this shot.
So good. Just barely snuck it by. It's in there for shot stone.
Really nice sweep there. Needed to go for both line and weight. Oh, I both like this call and am a little frightened by it. If they do end up, they were signaling Team Grandy the potential of hitting and rolling on that one in the top 12. Kind of stacking the rings, making use of their corner guard again, but it would leave a center guard and a top 4 stone of Peterson. They would need a miss from Team Peterson in order to make it happen. So, thinking through that, looks like they've decided on addressing the center guard instead.
Yeah, I think I like this a little better. As a better result from a good make. That's a good result. Yep. Opened up the middle a little bit.
Like you said in the previous end, though, it's a nearly made run back, ends up being a bit of a nuisance, the shooter. That does take away an in-turn path. Makes it a little easier to effectively guard this stone for Team Peterson.
Yeah, because they're basically just throwing a second guard. You don't have to be laser precise on where this is placed. As long as you're at least splitting center on this, get the job done. looking at their options. They want to make sure they at least score this end. 2 is tough. Not impossible, but tough. So looking to get around that center guard and just by that yellow shot stone that's top 4. Grab a piece of the button, sit shot stone. See if they can get some sort of mistake out of Robin Silvernagle on her last. By, but looks like it needs to stop. It actually ground to a halt pretty quickly. A couple different ways to go about this. You could throw back 12, back line, wait, try to tap this and sit 2. Be in really good position to maybe steal. Or you just freeze on it, shrink the scoring area down to nothing. Get a force that way. Based on the broom position, it looks like the freeze is the call. Just sit on top of it. Don't roll anywhere. Team Grandy is going to have a really hard time ever getting 2. Even if it doesn't quite get all the way to the freeze, as long as it's in the way of this draw path, it'll still really complicate matters for Team Grandy. Very nicely done. It's right to the nose. No draw path on that side. The only way Team Grandy could ever possibly get 2 is to come around very wide on the in-turn side. Or right as we look at it from the overhead, try to grab a piece of the side of the button, but that is no picnic. So it looks like the Hammerstone Grandy electing to throw the out turn, maybe try to just find a way to the side of the button this way. Suppose they can rub off of the Yellowstone just placed there by Silvernagle. Obviously a very difficult shot. Just cruises right through. So it's going to be a score of 1. Team Grandy takes a 2-1 lead. Team Peterson will have the hammer in the 5th end when we come back.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 2022 Western Showdown, the largest international women's curling event in Canada this season. We're so glad you've decided to join us to see some of the top female curlers in the world participate in this event. My name is Jim Grundy. I'm the branch director of RBC Dominion Securities here in Swift Current. Our branch is not only a huge fan and supporter of curling in our community, we're so proud to be supporting the Western Showdown for its inaugural year. RBC is committed to working with our community partners to promote and celebrate vibrancy in sport in the communities in which we live. Thank you to everyone from the Western Showdown team for putting together this amazing event. On behalf of RBC, enjoy the tournament.
Sasktel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? Sasktel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
And moving into the second half of this quarterfinal matchup between Clancy Grandy and Beth Peterson. Grandy with a 2-1 lead. Peterson with the hammer this end. Been a pretty well played game by both teams. Still can go either way. As we've seen several ends this game. First team throws a center guard. Team with the hammer throws the corner. These two teams not afraid to go at each other.
Just taking a look at some of the other games on right now. Every game within 1 or 2 points. No blowouts yet. Silvana Tiranzoni leads Penny Barker 3-2 with hammer in the 5th end. Winnipeg's Abby Ackland leads Sayaka Yoshimura 2-0. Yoshimura has hammer in the 5th. And an international matchup, Korea's Yoonji Kim leads Italia's Stefania Constantini 2-1. Constantini with hammer. So every game kind of a toss-up at this point. Some advantages here or there, but pretty even across the board.
And I believe the winner of our match here will be taking on the winner of the Tiranzoni-Barker matchup in the semifinals later today.
Tiranzoni dropped their first game, but 4 victories in a row have taken them to this quarterfinal. Team Tiranzoni, Sean, I was looking at their season record so far. It was something like 25 wins, 4 losses or something. It might have even been something like 30 wins. I'm going to look that up right now.
That sounds about right. They're nothing short of dominant and have been. The pairing of Silvana Tiranzoni and Alina Petz has just been an almost unstoppable force.
So I just looked it up. 34 games played, 30 wins, 4 losses, and that includes the loss earlier this tournament.
That's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's the definition of a juggernaut team, I think. They are one of the world's best for a very good reason.
Yeah, those are Kevin Martin in his heyday tier numbers.
Here in this
Interesting
end,
4-foot early on here.
yeah, all the plays going towards the middle, and we're seeing a little bit of a stylistic difference between Team Grandy and Team Peterson. In the ends we've seen where Team Grandy has had the hammer, typically they've ignored anything in the middle and have always gone around their corner, even when there's opposing stones in the middle. Here, Robin Silvernagel opted to go around the center. All the play is in the middle, and we're going to see how that pans out since they do have the hammer.
Really need this one to make contact with something.
Looks like it's just going to breeze right by.
Heavy and outside, a killer combo. It's going to be easy to remove the Peterson stone in the top 4. It looks like they're opting to stack this out-turn side instead.
And just gonna keep piling things up behind the center. It'll get awfully congested for Team Grandy. I think they would do well to start cleaning up the middle a little bit here.
Fortunate with the angle that created, kind of loaded up a double on those reds. I feel like they may have been trying to either tap that on the nose or stay a little bit on the outside, keep those red rocks directed towards the button area. Just checking the chat here, Sean. Steven Sparksman mentioning Grandy's having a great start to the year. The third was the losing skip in the BC Scotties final. So Kayla McMillan joining forces. I'm sure with these two Canadian teams, we have quite a few friends and family watching on the stream. So hello to the fan page watch parties of both Clancy Grandy and Team Beth Peterson.
Just a straight peel.
Notice Team Grandy giving really not a lot of ice. Might be adjusting to their positive releases or just a tendency in throwing, but they're definitely taking a little less ice than Team Peterson. And yeah, that is a super.
That is a super positive throw. That's a
really chucking that inside out there. It's going to come in handy on very swingy tournament ice.
Absolutely, they get to a slam or any kind of arena event. It's going to come in very handy.
So choosing to keep that throw intact, they'll just take less ice and keep their habits intact. It's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's the right way to do it. So it looks like Team Peterson going to make a play on that top red. I can only see maybe half of. But that gets something set up under the corner that could maybe go on the scoreboard later. And at the same time, loosen things up in the forefoot a little bit. It's wrecking.
I'm pretty surprised that this forefoot has not changed at this point in the end.
No, there have been. That was probably the first real attempt to really move things around. Team Grandy's still content to just guard the situation. They like the way it's set up. Very, very positive in-out motion on those. Still run for a long time.
Heavy here. Pretty surprising considering she just threw that shot.
That looked like a little bit less ice to me, I thought. It seemed like tight ice even for the way they throw.
Yeah, she did end up a little outside of where they wanted last time. Problem with that one ended up being it coming deep. Now some granite's going to get moving in the forefoot. I see a shot to remove 3 red stones. Kind of bashing this one into the pile of reds.
You definitely get the shot stone and the third shot going for fun. Just make contact and they're gone. With this almost in the center line, you can make that top one go too. Get it over top of the yellow and out the side.
I think there might be a drag factor that keeps the stone on the button from moving.
Very well might be, yeah. Or if it does move, maybe it just doesn't move quite as far. We're gonna see.
Will they get enough? That's gonna work.
Yeah, creates a little bit of room.
Just with that kind of inside-out stagger, those 2 red rocks are not going to be very useful for Team Grandy. Not going to be able to promote that into the button area. Clancy Grandy's going to have to be careful to not roll out here.
Yeah, you want to be sure you hang around. The way those 2 reds are staggered, you really have to, if you were trying to attempt some kind of double, you really have to pound them hard to get that top one all the way out of the rings. They look like they're just about frozen.
Correct, but in that third end, we saw Clancy Grandy throw some very big weight. I think it is possible.
It's definitely there for sure. We know Robin can throw the weight too. First things first, got to hit this and stick around.
Making sure they get it. That was a sweet call just to make sure it didn't jump on them. They could have got a little greedier with the roll and where they ended up with that stone, but the priority is just remove the yellow and they get that done.
Absolutely. Team Peterson looking at trying to still manufacture a potential 2 out of this. I don't think you can just draw into the corner. You won't be shot stone. So playing a hit and roll or even a thin double off of these top 2. Try to clear a couple.
He is the shooter. Want to stick that shooter around. And they will. It's a pretty thin angle there that Robin Silvernagle needed to achieve, but makes it look easy.
And now all of a sudden with that shot being made, that stone that has been sitting there pretty inconsequentially hanging off the back edge of the ring could suddenly be in play here. Grandy needs to be sure she doesn't wreck on this.
Yeah, this is a big shot. If she rolls out, it's a shot for 2. Very easy shot for 2. If she ticks the guard and doesn't get anything, it's a shot for 3. Probably biggest shot of the game so far for Clancy Grandy.
Oh boy.
Really hanging there.
Oh,
I think they were surprised by how little that moved. Didn't seem too panicked off the bat.
No, I think they were happy with the throw. That just really tracked on them, and all of a sudden, really from nowhere, with a masterful first shot, Robin Silvernagle's got a good chance of picking up a big 3 points and taking control of this game. The hit isn't going to stay, though.
Really spinning.
No, that's gone.
And that's... No, an uncharacteristic miss.
Yeah, a couple of little mistakes there at the end, but at the end of the day, it's going to go in the books as 2 points for Team Peterson, and they take the lead in this game 3-2. And Grandy will have the hammer back in the 6th, then they're going to try to get those 2 points back. And we'll see how it goes down right after this.
Just got our shipment of logos here in for our next event, which is going to be the mixed doubles. As you can see, there's a few of them. There's roughly 20 logos per sheet to be put in for the mixed doubles, along with a couple extra little dots. But all our logos come from Jet Ice. They are the best logos to put in. We use them around the world, and they're very easy to install. As you can tell, this is the center ice logo that's going to be going in for the world. This is about a 4-footer by 10. It's going to look like $1 million. Their colors on their logos are always nice and vibrant. And like I said before, very easy to put in.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next curling stadium.
So now we're into the 6th end. Beth Peterson leading 3-2 over Team Clancy Grandy. Grandy with the hammer and trailing for the first time this game. Lots of back and forth that last end. Peterson with a decent chance of getting 3. They only get 2 out of it. That was that followed a complete flash on Grandy's last one. Peterson with Robin Silvernagel in at skip for the weekend. Brings the first 2 into the middle.
Is that call, Sean? Were they trying to come top 12 there?
I figured the call was at least to be on the center line. I think they stayed on it and swept it because it wasn't curling enough, and that's why it ended up in the rings.
Yeah, just lead Melissa Gordon maybe dealing with some mismatched rocks, or she's just having some trouble with consistently replicating the throw. It seems like the second rock has had some trouble a few of these ends here, whether it kind of hangs outside or whether it comes a little deep. It seems like the second Peterson stone hasn't quite been on target, so just something to watch for. Might be dealing with some difficulties, with the rocks or
that rock
like
could be a little straight or something like that, and that's typically how it goes. If you identify a bad rock, it almost always goes to the lead or leads. Nicely executed hit and roll on that, gets under the guard.
There's a nice center guard, lined up perfectly with their stone in the rings, and not showing any of the wrong side, I guess, the side that would allow Grandy to make a hit and roll behind their corner guard.
Exactly. Could make a play on that guard if they wanted to with the free guard zone off, but electing to go a little aggressive and play the come around freeze. Doesn't sit for shot. Definitely be an aggressive call to ignore that red and just come around again. Especially not having the hammer, but that's what Silvernagel's going to go with. Definitely running. They're going to try and make contact with that red now.
That was significantly heavy. Still, the center guard and the 4-foot favors Team Peterson.
Yeah, they got the play in the middle, which is where they want it. Only slight issue. Both of their rocks are behind the tee line and basically form a little pocket there that Team Grandy can draw into.
Scoring in the 6th end just becomes so important. I bet they really would have preferred that be in the top button, top 4-foot area, give themselves a chance at a steal. With a made shot by Grandy here, they might be looking at more of a force.
That 2 runs a little strong. Nice shot, taps that back. Team Peterson now sitting 2. Play being into the center definitely favors the team without the hammer. High enough in the rings now that they get all the way to the nose and make this tap. I don't think they're going to be shot stone. Scoring area getting pretty small. Try and score 2.
Really getting some curl out of this one. Would have loved to just tap that yellow rock a foot or 2 further. Get shot rock, but the positioning of that Grandy stone down the middle is perfect. It's going to be nearly impossible to remove.
Yeah, that's not going anywhere. Under a guard, all kinds of catchers behind it.
It's in a loader.
Just looking to drop another one in there. Ideally trying to get a little to the inside of the road. Just sit right there. Looks like this needs weight.
Still going to be pretty tough work to manufacture 2 points here.
Yeah, they're going to need it. Team Grandy needs a couple of very precise shots to make it happen. To get by the one that was just thrown, not really bounce off at all. Bye. Not quite.
Funny, both teams struggling, throwing the rock a little too heavy earlier in the end, and then two light shots in a row there. Matching each other's misses here in the sixth end.
Yeah. It's kind of the messy look of the house kind of bears that out. A couple shots not really going exactly where they want. But that red, even though it doesn't quite get there, it's still very usable for a tap up. So Silvernagel looking at potentially guarding. So just looking to place this in front of the red that was just thrown there in the top 12 foot. Just trying to take away the tap.
Not sure if they really took away that angle. Did make it a little harder.
That's definitely a little tighter than Robin would have liked, but not bad. Grandy now looking at, I think, angling in their corner guard.
Going for a top result here. If they get this absolutely perfectly,
yeah,
they might just lie 3.
Yeah, absolutely. You're almost dead nutting that red. Not quite. You need a tiny little bit of an angle. Get it off of the yellow that's to the left of the button as we're looking at it. It might get over and even get the right one too.
Not a lot of danger in throwing the shot. I don't think you can hurt yourself. Really inside. Some frustration there from Clancy, and understandable.
Yeah, recognizing that was her best chance to make some hay out of this setup. By rolling as she did, she also opened up that side one that she could potentially come off of, and that run is still there. So even though it was a miss last time, did open up a couple of possibilities for her last. And now Team Peterson and Robin Silvernagel have to debate how best to contend with those.
Yeah. Pretty good situation right now. There's no way to take both shots away. There is an in-turn double run back. There's an out-turn run back. It's going to be impossible to take both away. So they're just deciding which one they think is going to be the most dangerous shot. And it looks like they agree with Team Grandy that this out-turn run back has the potential for the most points. That in-turn run back is likely, even if made perfectly, only for 2.
For 2, yes. Yeah, I think you take away the shot that A, they just tried, and B, has the biggest upside for them. You're going to leave them something. As you say, you can't take everything away, but take away the most dangerous shot, and whatever happens, happens.
Looking to throw this guard all the way around.
I'm not sure this is going to take that run away.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they put the extra layer of difficulty on themselves there to get that draw all the way around. I mean, they were never going to count that stone. The purpose was to take away this run back. So, yeah, a little surprising there.
That same line, just a couple feet over the hog line, would have been perfect. Would have totally taken this away, but. We'll have to see if struck properly, if this is here for 3. It's a little bit of a different angle. The run stone is going to have to hit the red in the house at a little bit of an angle too, and might spin out on the 4-foot. So this may only be for 2, but it would be a very well-earned 2 for Clancy Grandy if she can pull it off.
The huge shot here for the skip. Clancy Grandy trying to flip this end around. Looks pretty close.
Oh.
How many times is this going to happen, Sean?
Talk about a bad break. Just another so close to perfection and just not getting the ball. That's got to be so annoying. So the way it goes, it'll be a steal of 1. Team Peterson now has a 4-2 lead after 6 ends. And in the 7th end, Team Grandy is going to work once again to manufacture a deuce, and we're going to have that for you right after this.
Had some questions about if our houses are painted or are they logo. Our events are always painted houses, but in the future coming out, I'm pretty sure we're going to be going to all logo houses. They're a great revenue source for any curling club. You can get your advertisements on there, and usually after the first year, the houses are paid for. It's all free money for you. So hopefully check Jet Ice out for your future in-house logo.
Saskatchewan, you know Sasktel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With Sasktel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Sasktel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sasktel.com/sponsorships.
So now to the 7th end. Team Peterson leads Team Grandy 4-2 in this quarterfinal. The RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Really interesting last end. Ton of rocks in play. A lot of big shots tried. Team Grandy so close on their last one to getting 2, possibly 3. Seriously, perhaps hitting the stone they were trying to run back a millimeter on either side of where they hit it, they probably at least score. But instead give up a big steal.
Yeah, it's not the first run back attempt that was made nearly perfectly, but just the results weren't there for Team Clancy Grandy all game long, especially early on. Getting bit by that a few times.
Now with a 2-point lead and only 2 ends left, you can bet that Team Peterson and Robin Silvernagel are going to want to simplify things. Going to the house first. You know Team Grandy is going to be going hard to try and get 2 or even 3. course, Team Peterson would absolutely love to force this end if they get the chance. Take the lead and the hammer in the last end. But even if they end up giving up 2, it wouldn't be too sad about that. Tied in the last end with hammer is a pretty good position.
Really wide out here.
Yeah, trying to come around the wide side. Maybe they just got into some slush out there on the wings and didn't have the legs. Not desirable for Team Peterson to wreck on their center guard. Now corner guards everywhere for Team Grandy to make use of. Looking to get under the stack of 3 corner guards on the right side of the sheet as we're looking at it. That just doesn't go anywhere. Weight wasn't bad, just really severely undercurled there. Didn't get anywhere close to buried.
The way those corner guards are lined up, though, each one of them might be available for some type of run back. Opportunity here to roll behind those corner guards and be shot rock.
Yeah, really, Team Grandy really needs to make this. This is a big opportunity. Tons of room to roll in.
It's a late finish. Won't be enough.
They must just be feeling kind of snake bit. It doesn't seem like they're throwing the rock poorly. Just a succession of shots, even from last end. They're just not getting the results. Under curls, rollouts. Peterson electing to play the come around. Pretty important that this does not go behind the tee line.
They're certainly on it the whole way.
Little short, but that's honestly okay. That's better there than getting under those guards and being behind the tee line, giving Team Grandy something to freeze to. For the double. Nice shot.
Yep, it's good that they were able to make their desired result happen there. No ifs, ands, or buts about that one. Made the double, stuck around in a good position. Team Peterson feeling pretty comfortable right now. Of course, there's always the danger of Grandy manufacturing multi-score end here, but up 2 points without hammering the 7th end. At the end of this shot, they'll be looking at no Grandy stones in the rings and a perfect roll executed by Jenna Loader there.
That stone could very well allow them to potentially set up a force, because Grandy really can't afford to address it at all. Has to try and get under these guards and try to manufacture 2.
Lots of room to do so. I thought we might see Peterson try to hit and stick. Team Peterson, I should say, try to hit and stick on that stone, just kind of occupy that top 12 area. That roll is going to more or less force a score this end. Team Clancy Grandy will try to make it a score of 2 or 3.
Really hammering this hard. This is not going to get there.
Some more weight struggles from Kayla McMillan.
Now Robin Silvernagel on her first opportunity to put some serious pressure on Team Grandy. Definitely looking good to force, potentially even steal, the way this is set up now. Got a little bit extra on it. Grandy's first stone of this 7th end. For very Very small tap. That was just enough to sit shot. Just not moving.
Yeah, really.
They're just having a hard time getting a read on this line. I mean, Wait was decent, but just didn't quite finish where they wanted. And
yeah, a bit of a regression this end. Team Clancy Grandy had many opportunities to lie stones in the rings, undercover. Quite a few opportunities to make that happen. That's not a missed shot, but it's definitely not the make they were looking for. Although, Robin's looking at guarding, so it may have done the trick, may have convinced Team Peterson to not hit it, which is, of course, the goal for Team Grandy. The good thing for Robin Silvernagel and Team Peterson, they're not going to give up more than 2 this end, no matter what.
yeah, so regardless, really, of the outcome, it's going to be advantage Peterson in the last end.
Mm-hmm. Just to quickly update the rest of the quarterfinal games, Penny Barker has forced Silvana Tiernzoni to 1 point in the 7th end. Penny Barker will be down 2 with hammer in the 8th end. Sayaka Yoshimura, big score of 3 in the 6th end. That'll put them up 3-2 over Winnipeg's Abby Ackland. Abby Ackland has hammer in the 7th end. And Stefania Constantini scores 2 in the 6th end to go up 3-2 over Yunji Kim. Kim will have hammer in the 7th. I don't know about you, Sean. I do not see a shot for 2. Maybe a super soft weight run back on that center red guard.
The only other shot for 2, I think, would be a slash on one of those corners.
Yeah.
Which is certainly no picnic.
And that's what they'll line up here. This might be the run back they finally make perfectly. They've been just on the wrong side of that half-inch so many times this game.
Yeah, I think it's really don't have much choice. You kind of have to take this on. Naturally, of course, there is the danger of hitting this just a hair thin and picking your own out, but a steal of any sort here puts the game a long ways out of reach, so worth the risk.
Definitely, yep. Very close once again. Never had the sweepers on it. They knew they were outside.
No,
most of the whole way.
Just waiting on it, never gets there. So another steal of a single point. Team Peterson now with a 5-2 lead in the 8th end, and Grandy gonna have to pull out all the stops to try and manufacture 3 and tie. We'll see how that progresses right after this.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
We just got our shipment of logos here in. We're our next event, which is going to be the mixed doubles. As you can see, there's a few of them. There's roughly 20 logos per sheet to be put in for the mixed doubles, along with a couple extra little dots. But all our logos come from Jet Ice. They are the best logos to put in. We use them around the world, and they're very easy to install. As you can tell, this is the center ice logo that's going to be going in for the world. This is about a 4-footer by 10. It's going to look like $1 million. Their colors on their logos are always nice and vibrant. And like I said before, very easy to put in.
So now into the 8th and potentially final end. It's a quarterfinal matchup between Team Clancy Grandy and Team Beth Peterson, with Robin Silvernagel skipping. Team Grandy just been a little off these last couple ends, giving up steals in 6 and 7. Now having a 3-point deficit to try and make up in the space of a single end to try and force a tie. Five rock rule. It's very, very possible to set up a score of 3. Your execution really needs to be on point, and they're going to want to pick it up from last end a little bit.
Level corners, one on either side, knowing that Team Peterson will start peeling rather immediately as soon as they're able to.
A couple of good corner guards set up. That's all you can ask for. One trickling into the rings. It's gonna give Team Grandy some room to work with here.
That really is a pretty significant miss. It's now Grandy can address this stone while staying in the rings. They can accomplish both their goals at once, clearing out the 4-foot and putting a rock behind their corner guard. Opportunity for a 2-for-1 shot here. Quite getting the curl. Still does some good work to the stones in the 4-foot.
A couple of yellows behind that red, tough to remove. Peterson gonna start going to work clearing these guards. Might be an angle there to move both of these, but just getting the one will be just fine.
Really drifted on that slide. You could see coming out of the hack.
Just noses and leaves it there.
Lots of outward momentum on that throw.
Yeah,
so mistake number one. Team Grandy was going to need at least one mistake to make this situation happen, but it also means that they're going to have to be pretty near perfect the rest of the end.
Yeah, sometimes on a shot like that, if you kick out of the hack and don't quite kick out straight, or you don't get your slider foot right centered underneath you, sometimes you can end up just sliding a little bit offline, and the rock goes a little bit offline, and that's all it takes.
Yeah.
Partially under the guard, but it is in the house.
It's good enough to force this peel shot anyway.
We do have our first final from the quarterfinal matchups here. Silvana Tiranzoni defeats Penny Barker. So the winner of this match will take on Silvana Tiranzoni in the semifinals. So they're purposely going to be throwing just a couple feet extra on this behind the tee line to be sure that it gets buried. Gotta go to get this under the guard at all. Ends up in a pretty similar spot as the last one.
Is this a broom to chase that stone in the back of the rings?
I believe it is. That's what they did last time.
Late enough in the end where Team Peterson can visualize, as long as they remove.
You can't breeze at
next few red
all.
stones.
Just get enough. Ooh, a little nervous there. But now you see Team Grandy has to start addressing those yellows. They do have to move those if they want to ever try to score three.
Still a pretty there's lots of potential here for Team Grandy. I mean, just bumping those yellows back, there's going to be a lot of jam angles, and if they can ever just get to nose on this one, that's going to be a really good spot.
It'll be tough to remove either one.
Waiting for the curl here, trying to grab it over. Pretty far back they tapped that Yellowstone. Might have left a double opportunity here.
They definitely did. Get this on the nose, maybe a little bit on the outside towards the wall there.
As this game has went on, Team Peterson has kind of found another gear and really optimized, getting better throughout the game. Team Grandy dealing with a lot of kind of disappointment earlier in the game where some runbacks and some shots just didn't quite go as good as they could have, even though, like you had mentioned a few times, they were throwing the rock quite well. Just weren't really getting the results, and now in the 7th and 8th end, I think it's fair to say Team Grandy kind of regressing a little bit, not being very specific with their results, and it's shown. Team Peterson stealing 2 ends in a row, now with an opportunity to potentially put this game to bed.
Yeah, definitely been a little bit of frustration at times with Team Grandy because they've just been so close, just not getting the results.
Choosing to just take one. Robin Silvernagel knows if she removes one more redstone, the game will be over.
Now the trick for Team Grandy is to somehow find a way of protecting the red that's in the house and the one that's about to come down the ice. Not an easy task.
Their existing rock, not so easy to hit. Looks like they'll tap it back.
Maybe if you can ever tap this kind of close to frozen on the back, roll the shooter in front of the red that's in the 4-foot, you at least have a chance. But even if executed, you're still going to need a miss from Silvernagel on her last.
Maybe going for a nose tap here. Trying to go chip. Just barely.
Needs to stay in the rings.
Another miss by less than an inch from Clancy Grandy. That's going to be a tough drive home or night reviewing the game, knowing that you threw quite a few rocks, good enough to make the shot, but just never quite working out.
Yeah, going to be a lot for the team to unpack after that one. So Peterson with Robin Silvernagel knocks Clancy Grandy out, and they're going to be taking on Peterson will be taking on Savannah Tiranzoni in the semifinals. Roy McCusker, good to have you.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
Thanks for working the game, and Sean Murray in Curling Stadium. We'll sign off, and we'll see you for the semifinals. Thanks for watching.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 2022 Western Showdown, the largest international women's curling event in Canada this season. We're so glad you've decided to join us to see some of the top female curlers in the world participate in this event. My name is Jim Grundy. I'm the branch director of RBC Dominion Securities here in Swift Current. Our branch is not only a huge fan and support of curling in our community, we're so proud to be supporting the Western Showdown for its inaugural year. RBC is committed to working with our community partners to promote and celebrate vibrancy in sport in the communities in which we live. Thank you to everyone from the Western Showdown team for putting together this amazing event. On behalf of RBC, enjoy the tournament.
Bye.